What's up guys, YST here and welcome back to another Raid Shadow Legends video. Free to play episode 8 with a special guest in OddOneGaming. How's it going, bro?
It's going good. How are you doing today?
I'm keeping well, thanks. Now, I'm kind of collecting up all the challenges on the channel. So we had HellHades, we had DeadwoodJedi, now we got OddOne. So I'm like Thanos with the Infinity Gauntlet.
Nice.
But yeah, how's your free to play going, man? You been enjoying it?
Honestly, I think it's the most fun I've had in the last 2 years with the free-to-play. Like, we love experimenting with stuff, with dungeons, with this and that, but you kind of get bored sometimes a little bit,
Yeah.
And I feel like the free-to-play has sparked the love again, for the game. It's so much fun. I'm just loving it every single day.
No, 100%. I'm in the same boat. It's like on the main account, I'm so used to doing the guides and building up these champions. But when you go with the free-to-play aspect of it, I'm actually really enjoying it this time. I think it's mainly because of the whole community feedback and the other creators getting involved, seeing everyone else's progression, and you're just not by yourself when you're doing it, right? So it's pretty cool.
Yeah, this is something that, I've seen it like a few years back, when they had the gold rush and the stuff like that. I've seen a few of those things. Then in the more recent times, DeadwoodJedi did the faction games. I always wanted to be like, oh, I want to be part of it. Always wanted to do that. Even before I was doing content creation, I was like, oh, that looks so fun. I want to be part of it. And finally being part of this one, it's just amazing. And I'm really happy because I'm quite sure it's the same on your side. The viewers enjoy it as well. Like the community is just loving it, and there's so many people doing it. It's just amazing.
Yeah, that's the main thing for sure. The community just getting involved. I love it.
Exactly.
We got a silver chest. Did you manage to get a gold chest on your free to play?
No, I was in gold 1
last
night before I finished, but then I got hit and kicked down. I mean, to be fair, it's good.
Yeah, I'm actually forcing myself to get down because I can't farm gold anyway. Everyone's just got some crazy champions in there.
Yeah, no, it's impossible. I thought that once you get to gold 1, you see one-man defenses, but it's not like that. It's actually not like that.
Yeah, 100%. But yo, guys, in terms of this video, what we are going to be speaking about is our main mistakes that we've done over this free-to-play over the past 10 days. Or 9 days. I'm not sure which day we're on.
Yeah, I think it's 10.
I think it's 10 now, right?
Yeah.
So basically, we're going to do around 3 to 4 each. Just stuff that, obviously, we came into this with a certain mindset. Things change. We're playing this a lot more than probably most players will, right? I've been on it for like 10 hours a day. And sometimes you get carried away. You're like, oh, well, maybe I want to do this today. And you just think, ooh. So do you want to kick us off with like your first one of... I wouldn't say like a mistake, because obviously all progression is progression in this game, but what kind of paths you took first that you didn't expect to coming into this?
I mean, honestly, the first thing that I did is exactly as you mentioned. I came in with the mindset for this challenge, for this free to play. Everything changed. I haven't followed anything that I said.
Look at this.
There you go.
Yeah, go on.
But yeah, everything that I came, all the mindset I came with just went down the drain. Like everything was changed. One thing that was consistent was the fact that I said I'm going to use Aethel and Chonoro as food. But when it comes to that mistake, I guess it's not a mistake in the sense of who I chose, but what I chose to do to get my first 6-star. So as you know, my first 6-star was Shield Guard. I'm loving it. He's amazing. He's awesome. And I'm definitely not regretting it. He's pretty good. And I feel like people still underrate him. So I'm looking forward to hopefully like in a few days to just showcase what he can do. But the mistake that I did in regards to him is the fact that I opened my marketplace too early. So I basically went to 9-3, kept farming, trying to get myself a shield guard. I got myself like 3-4 war maidens, but I couldn't get the shield guard. And then I saw one in the shop at the end. So I was desperate. I was like, let me open it. I didn't even have my first mastery bought for my starter yet, because obviously it was going to be shield guard. I spent 250 gems, or however it is, to open the marketplace to get my shield guard, just because I was impatient.
Yeah, so yeah, 100%. I see where you're coming from with the early expenditure, because the gems are like useful for masteries. They're useful for maybe opening a gem mine or opening other things in this game. But I feel like the marketplace is like, as much as I think it's trash in the end game, like in the early game, some of my best pieces so far have actually been from this. Like for an example, I'm not sure if you've seen this piece, but this popped up for me in the marketplace. Like it's only a 5-star, but triple speed, crit rate, a defense set as well, so I can like pair it with something else that I'm farming from doing like Ice Scholar missions. And the marketplace, you can actually get pretty lucky with it sometimes, right?
Yeah, no, the thing is like this. I'm not regretting opening up the market
Just
fully.
too early.
Just too early. It's like day 2 or something like that.
Yeah.
that was kind of like something that was like, oh man. But at the
Yeah.
end of the day, you know what? I committed. Now it's open. It's like, you know, it is what it is. I have nothing to lose going on.
So one of your regrets, like where is the actual shield guard? Which faction is it again?
It's barbarians.
Barbarians. I was just searching for it before I couldn't find it. So
yeah.
So what made you, like, for me, I kind of know in my head why you went for it. In my head, well, tell me if I'm wrong. I feel like you went for it because of low cost of potions early game.
Yeah.
Also, low cost of books, so you can actually save your rare books for other champions. Yeah. And I feel like loads of people actually seen the misconception, right, of, oh, why did you go for uncommon champion? But I think what you did was actually pretty strategic, because Shield Guard can actually do the campaign, and you've now got a campaign farmer, right?
Exactly.
Without the cost of these books, without the cost of potions. So now you can invest those into the more higher end epics or legendary champions that you pulled, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, the way that I went into this was like, even though I said I'm straight up going to feed Aethel, I'm going to feed Chonoro, I was like, oh yeah, let me give them a chance. Their AI, especially Aethel, the AI of Aethel on auto, and the animations were so slow and so bad that I was like, it's just useless. And when it comes to Chonoro, she needs to unlock her third skill in order to be actually viable with that AoE, and that costs lots of pots early. So exactly like you said, it was so much easier to just ascend him, to throw books into him, and that's just made it so much easier. I currently am sitting on 36 rare books.
Wow.
Because I had no rare champion that actually wanted to use them on. So, I do have a Bellower right now, so that might be somebody I would use it on, but still, I'm not in a rush. It's like, I'm trying to take it one step at a time.
Yeah. So I guess that kind of leads into my first one. Well, guys, like, obviously in a traditional free-to-play, I feel like I got carried away with the challenge element to it. I feel like in the first week, everybody was rushing to be the first to do this, the first to do that.
Yes.
And it kind of led to those decisions that I don't think I would have done if I was just doing like a true free-to-play behind the scenes. I feel like we're all kind of competitive, right? In a sense.
Yeah, 100%.
We want to be on those leaderboards. We want to like do stuff first. But I've actually toned it down quite a lot recently in the past couple of days, I think.
Yeah, that's true.
Because I felt like I was just burning myself out with like trying to do everything first and just wasting a bunch of resources, which my mistake would have been using too many rare books at the start. Now, I kind of rushed into it. I don't regret these things. Like, a marked is amazing, but then I didn't think in my head like, this earlier on into clan boss, I don't really need increased defense, right? This is something that I'm going to need in like brutal or nightmare, of course. It is on a free turn cooldown, it is great, but if I was to summon in somebody else with this, like a Sepulchre Sentinel, just say, she's going to be out of the woodworks, and then now I've just wasted all of these rare books that I could have saved for somebody like a Cold Heart, or a Bellower, or a Frozen Banshee. And champions like Coffin Smasher, I now don't have the books to finish them up.
Yeah.
Because I've been investing in these ones, right? So I feel like the book situation, I've been kind of throwing myself in the deep end. I'm not sure if these ones, I don't think I did a bad choice with Anax and Deacon. They're really strong.
Early to end game, they're both definitely going to be viable.
Yeah, it's just that thing where I feel like I'm throwing a lot of books out there. I'm going to start trying to save a few. I'm actually going to, saying that, I am trying to finish up Coffin Smasher now anyway.
Go for it.
It is what
YOLO.
It is. I'm trying to get his decrease attack A1. It's really strong, right?
We got it done now. Best from the rares. I think it's the best one from the rares because it's a triple hitter.
Yeah, it's just one of those things like I'm investing in these champions, putting the books into them, but then am I going to use these as food? And then if I am going to, then I'm just wasting my books at this point, right? In a sense.
I mean, I feel like if you think about it, Coffin Smasher has a triple hit day one. So even if you get him 6-star for Giant Slayer. So even if you take him out of Clan Boss at one point, he could still be viable for you in Fire Knight, You only have a Rhonda
that's the main reason why I built him, because I had Rhonda, but then she's too intensive to like potion keep and stuff. So I thought Coffin Smasher can help me at least do the missions up to the stage 13 to get the Sacred Shard, right?
Yeah, exactly.
So, and obviously,
that's passive. If you get hit by the Fire Knight, it's only 5%, but that can mean a lot.
Yeah, it stacks a lot with the blast proof as well, right? Extra 5% here, so we kind of got like a 10% damage mitigation there. So,
yeah. He's one I would build. If I pulled him on my account, I would build him myself. That's for sure.
Yeah, great champion. But yeah, I think just trying to be wary of books, I'd say was my first one.
So yeah, that's true.
What about you? Next one.
Well, I'm kind of gonna be like on the same path as you because I realized something a little bit too late. So when it comes to to my books, I feel like I went maybe too much all in with the epic books. I threw them into Jamarsa because like, okay, I got her, she's my reviver, all that. She's decent, she's good. But then I realized something, and this is something that many people don't think about, honestly, and still underestimate. The second you open up 3v3, if you go into check the 3v3 shop out, if you go into the bazaar, you get yourself the chance to get 10 fragments from those 2 void rares. That will take you, let's say you make around 300 a day. That will take you 10 days, okay? That would be 2 of the rares. The other 2 rares you can fuse by doing the uncommons, by using uncommons. And basically in like 2 weeks I could have Broadma.
Oh, Broadma
and
is huge.
Broadma would be so much better because it's only 2 people revived, but it's on a 4-turn cooldown. So it's like, that's 2 people, 4-turn cooldown. Then look at the A2. Increased crit rate, increased speed, turn meter boost. Like I'm desperate for a turn meter boost on my account or increased speed champ. And Broadma would have been the perfect one. And also brings up, freeze on the A1 that can be really clutch. So
I think
that was my mistake.
What's cool about Broadmoor is that he doesn't require books for this, really. Like, you can get away with 1 book and the rest is just like, if you want to revive, you can just leave it on a 6-turn for now, right?
True, but if I don't get lucky, it's like 5 going the A3, 5 going the A1, and I could like never get the A2.
It probably will happen.
So it's like I'm debating, and I don't think I'm gonna take my Jamarsa to 6-star. I was gonna be like, oh yeah, I think she's gonna stay at 40 or maybe maximum 5-star. Because I feel like Broadma's just better. I don't know. Maybe I'm just underestimating Jamarsa, but I don't know. I threw the books. Hopefully, I'm gonna get more epic books, and definitely, I would love to build Broadma for that.
Yeah, I understand where you're coming from. Like, epic books, like, they feel like you're getting loads when you're doing the challenges and the missions, but now it's gonna start to slow down, right? We're like a week in. Yeah, now that's kind of gonna be the case until you get to Nightmare Clan Boss at least, or doing the Doom Tower. So they are that's why with me, I was thinking, should I do Jamarsa? Should I do Mordecai? And I was like, no, I need to save it for these Clan Boss champions because the quicker I can get to the higher stages of Clan Boss, the more drops I'm going to get for these tomes to start doing stuff in the future. So, I don't know, Jamarsa's not a bad one, I guess. I think you'll see a lot of value from her in the future. Maybe you're just not getting that instant value for what you've got, right?
Yeah, maybe for now it helps because, like, okay, I have the 8 because she's fully booked. I actually know I need 1 more book in array 1. For it to be fully booked. I guess, like, okay, the heal on the A2 with some turn meters good. The A will revive on a 5-turn. Also, the passive can come in clutch. Like, yeah, I just feel like Broadma would be better. I mean, the thing that she does bring, that Broadma does not bring, is that defense in all battles. That lead is actually pretty good. Especially for my shield guard.
Yeah, 100%. All right, so next one for me would actually be energy efficiency. Well, we all kind of say maximize your energy and all that stuff, but out of bad habit from my main account, whenever I see an energy refill, I just click it, right? And I never save them. Like, see the ones that's in here and stuff, when they come up here.
Yeah.
And I'm just...
Where are they? Where are they?
There's nothing there because I keep like, it's just a bad habit. Like, I don't mean to do it. I'm just like, I go in here.
Look at the ancient shards.
Yeah, ancient shards everywhere.
Yeah.
What's this? They're selling lantern packs. What's going on?
Of course. Why not?
No way. I have never seen that before. But yeah.
Well,
but in terms of like energy efficiency, I feel like the energy cap when you're grinding in the first initial stages is like 70, 80, 90.
Yeah, it's really low.
And I felt like because I was grinding so much, I should have saved them instead of claiming them at the start. And I feel like I could have got to my first 6-star a lot quicker if I actually saved those pots and then like did it as I was ranking up or when I needed it. So that is definitely something that I wish that I was doing at the start, 100%.
Yeah, that's really important. I kind of did that. I kind of saved mine, unless they came through the progress missions and I kept pushing. Yeah. I kind of always saved mine. I mean, I didn't save the challenges ones, but to be fair, in 48 hours, I was at 0 energy.
Yeah.
So it's like, yeah, I didn't get the chance to cap, but I did try to save those refills as much as I could. So I do get that's something you can lose out a bit on, yeah.
Yeah, 100%. All right, which one you got next?
Okay, next one is something that maybe a lot of people actually did, and that's feeding the champions that maybe you should have not have fed, specifically the fusion revs. So, as you go through the campaign, you get people like War Maidens, you get like the Aboleths, you get stuff like that. So, for example, for me, I push my missions. I'm not sure where are you at the missions right now, for example?
I'm here right now. So look, I'm doing a good job here. Look, I'm saving some energy, guys. Look. I'm getting
Yeah.
better. I'm getting better. I'm here right now, but the only reason I'm not progressing is because the Force Keep doesn't open until tomorrow,
Yeah.
right?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just at that point where I'm trying to like, so yeah, tomorrow. So I'll be claiming up these energies and stuff for tomorrow, and then get this done. And I think I can get to the Sacred Shard like instantly. It's just even this. I have to wait till Sunday now for the Void.
Yeah,
So it's
that's
just
true.
that it's that waiting game for me. So I'm just trying to like plan accordingly and do everything properly now. So
Well, for me, on Friday, I passed the sacred one.
okay,
I'm at 170 out of 300, 400, whatever it is.
yeah.
So I pushed progress missions pretty hard. And one thing that got me stuck for, I think it was like a day or two, and it cost me quite some energy, is the fact that I could not fuse Justice Yar, which is the last mission for this one at the end, because I forgot to keep one copy of War Maiden. I got like 4 or 5 of them. I just kept feeding them. I just kept feeding all the people, and then I had to go back and farm all the, use a lot of energy just to farm them because I was silly and I did not save them. Even though I have almost everybody else, like I have in my reserve vault, I kept at least one copy of each of the fusions, but I have no idea why I didn't keep those for the Justiciar.
Do you know what?
I just rushed getting food.
This didn't even cross my mind, if I'm honest, because I had all of these rares. I had the Excruciator, Templar, Sorceress. I had all of them, but I've only got Diabolist.
Yep, and guess what? Now you're gonna get to that mission. You're gonna be like, okay, need to go back and start farming them. So unless you get lucky and pull from mystery shards or something.
I think what I'll do from now is, because I've still got a little while, or at least a week for the Void Keep to open, I'll probably just farm those stages instead of 12 free and kind of get those done.
Yeah, get yourself a copy. I hope you don't get as unlucky as Eharbad. I think he said use like 2,000 energy to get a Spirit Host. Yeah, that's why this is really important, and I hope people watching are not gonna do this mistake because it's gonna cost you a lot. If you get lucky enough to get a copy of those ones, for God's sake, just keep it. Don't do me. Don't do me. Just keep it.
Yeah, it's just that rush thing, right? Like we make all these silly mistakes, like, oh, we want that 6-star, we want that 6-star, and then you kind of sometimes it's better to just pace yourself, wait an extra 24 hours, wait an extra 48 hours, and then get it done. Like nothing has to be done like immediately, right? But once again, guys, this is like a challenge, so it's a bit of a different to a standard free to play.
Yeah, I feel like for the sake of what we're doing right here, competition is the enemy of efficiency. I think nobody is actually efficient or as efficient as they would want to be in this challenge. Everybody's like, okay, yeah, do this, but let me push a little bit this, or let me stop, but let me use this.
Yeah,
like I think I've used like 5 or 6 refills already bought with gems. Just because I wanted to push some stuff, so it's not the best time. Like you prefer to get that when you have the maximum energy cap, but still, when you're just, I want to just, one more level. Let me push it a bit more.
Yeah, no, I think it's
mistakes.
For me anyway. Speaking personally, I feel like that's quite fun. Like I think we have to kind of separate from a standard free to play. We're not trying to show you this is not about like the most efficient way to do a free to play. That's not what the series is about, guys. It's about just trying to have fun with it, doing the challenge aspect, different thought processes. Like you done mistakes that I didn't do. I did mistakes that you didn't do, right?
Yeah, exactly.
I feel like that's what's fun. And I feel like in the mix of that, everybody can learn from these mistakes and stuff like that, which is pretty cool, right?
True, and there's always, there's stuff that comes up that maybe people have never seen. Like, lots of people maybe underestimate Diabolist, that maybe never use the Diabolist.
Great champion.
Lots of people maybe underestimate Shield Guard, which that's what I'm trying to show. I built him for a reason. I want to show that he can actually be good. So it's because there's so many there's so many of us that have different ways of thinking, different ways of doing stuff. There's gonna be so much more that it might impact the community than just doing a standard free-to-play series. That it's I feel like it's better this way. Like you said, it might just be better this way.
Yeah. So all right, my next one is actually gonna be, wait, was it me or you next?
I think you're at the third one, last one.
Yeah.
I don't think I have one.
I think for me, it's going to be pairing my missions with my progress. I feel like I was doing challenges too much, and then the challenges was actually pairing with stuff in the missions. So I felt like I was going in and farming the same things again that I was doing in the challenges anyway. So I feel like I should have just paid close attention to what's going on in the missions and pair that with what challenges, instead of just, oh my god, I want this energy, I want this, I want that. And then I'm going back into the missions later and then redoing all of that again. And I feel like that was a big mistake on my behalf. Did you do that as well sometimes?
I started doing a little bit of that, but luckily I was getting stuck at the progress. I couldn't progress more in campaign, so I was always pairing them together. But I always follow my missions. Like I always follow my missions, and then while I'm doing my missions, I check, okay, let me see what's happening with challenges. And I kind of progressed pretty far with my challenges, I'm not gonna lie. But yeah, it's something really important. This is something that if people ignore early on, the missions and challenges, they're gonna regret it later on. Like,
100%.
who wants to come back when you're farming 12-3 brutal and you have like 3-4-60s? Who wants to go back to normal to start farming the sewers of Arnok? I mean, Raid should just remove that. They're so useless.
Did you see how much energy it took me to do the Sewers of Arnok? The 2-star one.
Was it 1,000?
I spent 1,000 energy on the level 2 progress mission. It was like, I don't feel like that's good for introducing to new players, because it's not a challenge. It's just based on RNG, and I feel like that element to a challenge is not. It's not a challenge. I don't care what anyone says. That is not a challenge. That is just blow your brains.
And I feel like it gets people. I feel like it gets people bored.
Yeah, I was.
You're just
so
get
bored
the first
of doing
thing
it.
for like an hour, just the same thing, because you don't get the good RNG. Like, okay, we don't understand the Raid is an RNG game, but don't throw it in my face. You know, the first 10 minutes that I'm playing, leave it for the sharp pulls. Leave it later. Remove. There's so many things that they should actually change for early on. It's crazy. I'm surprised that they introduced that barrel. I had no idea where it came from up until I saw somebody mention it.
Oh,
but that's a good thing.
That was a good thing. Yeah, I wish.
I
wish they gave us a feast.
I agree. I would rather have a feast.
I think a feast would instantly progress someone's account. Even if they gave you an extra challenge, like, do you see how the Forge Pass is like this? Even if it was,
true.
If it was set up like this, right? How do you do it? Like this, and they gave you 7 missions to do, and if you do all of them, you get yourself a feast. I feel like that would have been a cool way to implement a fun challenge style thing into the game.
100%.
And obviously make them attainable, but pretty hard to do. Like, beat the normal campaign, beat the hard campaign, beat the brutal campaign, and then they'll give you like a feast at the end to 6-star your champion, right? And I feel like that would have been really cool to implement. 100%.
And keep both, like keeping both, because feast just gets you to 6-star level 1. So give the battle as well, but just give the feast. It helps so much to have the early on that 6-star that it's insane. Like day 1, I could not pass. I think it took me 2 days or 3 days to actually, because I didn't go that crazy. It took me 2 or 3 days to pass normal campaign.
Ooh, yeah.
Like I didn't go into hard. I just keep following the missions, doing the challenges, because it keeps you there for a lot of time. And just keep doing that, and it definitely slows down progression, and it can become boring, so
yeah,
I hope they do change these someday. Come on, Apothecary.
So was there anything else that kind of in the works that you thought you wouldn't have done, or
there's one little thing that I want to mention, but maybe that's not as bad, and that's when it comes to the Forge. I guess I do underestimate resilience too much. I forged Swift Parry instead of resilience.
Oh, you went for this. I think I did as well, but not too much. Because if you look here, I still got a bunch of it. So I did do the resilience.
I still have some of those. I just forged like whatever you could early on. I think it's like 10 pieces or 6 or whatever. And they're not the best. I mean, it's not the worst, because I have a nice piece with speed and accuracy and all that. But maybe I should have just went for resilience, because early on, getting a 2-set piece is more important, and having the option to complete maybe a lifesteal set, for example, for my shield guard. Lifesteal set with the resilience would have been better than having a Swift Parry on the side for something else,
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Some nice piece there. I was just hoping for crit rate in there.
Don't start me. I'm gonna start forging myself.
No, we just got this from the Forge Pass, right? So I've been trying to. I'm trying to see if I can complete the Forge Pass without. Oh, look at this speed and crit rate. I'll take it.
Oh, that's nice.
Of speed and gold flat.
Dirty.
Let me try and get another charm. I didn't want to waste all the charms, but here we go.
Yeah, usually try to keep. Oh god. I mean, if it gives you triple speed,
Ooh, I might actually use like a Chaos Aura now or something. Who knows?
Yeah.
So I guess the final thing for me would be farming dungeons out of missions. I found myself in some of these potion keeps. I found myself dabbling into Spider without a Spider tournament. I found myself in Dragon at the early game. I was farming like stage 6 because what I did was I sold my War Priest at the beginning, right?
Yeah.
And I didn't have any healers, and my Aethel kept dying, and I didn't have a full set of lifesteal because you have to wait 4 days from the daily logins. From the run the chase. So I thought, so I've been going into the stage 6 Dragon at the time, wasting hundreds of energy trying to get her into a good lifesteal set just to progress in the campaign, because I was stuck on like I couldn't even get past normal. Right?
Yeah, so kind of like same thing as me.
Yeah, so I did what I had to do. I went to the Dragon. I just did what I could. And I felt like that was a really that kicked me down a lot. 100%.
Yeah, I know how it is. I used to do stuff like that. I used to do those mistakes, and it's It's not the best thing to do, that's for sure. I mean, honestly, that's one of the reasons why, like I said, I think I might be the one that, at least from the challengers, I think I'm the one that's the highest progressive with the progress missions. Because I knew that up until I get to the point where the mission says beat stage 16, I might be able to get there. Right now, I cannot get past 12-3 or 12-13 in dungeons. But what the missions give me to do is stages 10. So why not push them? They're still good. I'm still debating, like, who am I gonna pull next? What am I gonna do? So I felt like kept progressing the progress missions was the right thing to do so far. Plus, I really want the 2 legendary books for my Tomb Lord.
Okay.
That are over there.
You're out with 2 legendaries, and I'm just here with like my epics, my Ronda.
I mean, to be fair, it's like, okay, I'm not gonna be like, oh, it's not too good, it's not too bad. I do agree, Tomb Lord is amazing, but he's so gear intensive that he's not game breaking at the beginning. Trust me. Like, I cannot get him in lifesteal because he doesn't do enough damage. I cannot get.
But you know what it is? I feel like you're in that position where you don't have to worry about building a whole team because you could just solo everything. You just have to worry about the gear, right?
Yeah, my gear is my problem. Like
if
I get myself a critical damage amulet.
For someone like me, right, I would have to think of like a whole team for Dragon, a whole team for Ice Golem, right? But you just have to think about the best gear for one champion because Tomb Lord can solo these stage 20s easily in the right gear set, right?
Yeah, but you need the right gear set, you need the right masteries, and you need the stats. That's the problem, you need the stats. Because Tomb Lord is not just like, oh yeah, he does poisons, that's it. No. If you want him to do the things that you want, he has to have a 100% crit rate. If you want him to do the right things, you need to have him at least 180 speed because you want to get him to go pretty fast. If you want to get to the higher stages, you need the accuracy to do that because his lead is for Doom Tower. You can need the 200 accuracy. And after that, you want to have survivability on him. And all those together in a regeneration set.
Yeah, it's tough, man.
I'm not going to lie. The regen set, I swear. I felt, I don't know, did you see what I posted earlier?
No, I haven't seen it. What was it?
Okay, so you know that we all got the regeneration set, day 11 from the login.
Was it like a 3-star or a 4-star?
Yeah, it's a 4-star, like 4 pieces of regen set. I thought they were like preset pieces, like, you know how you get the speed boots for lifesteal for the login and all that. Yeah. You know why? My glove's a crit rate glove, my chest an accuracy chest, my boot is a speed boot.
Oh.
That's the perfect stuff for Tomb Lord. I was like, is that I was so surprised that I wrote, guys, do you get the same thing? Or was I just insanely lucky with this?
Guys, let him know in the comments. He's hacking, man.
I'm not. Just a bit, maybe just a bit.
2 legendary speed boots in your every set. So what's going on, man?
Oh my god. I think maybe you know, karma, God, whatever, heard me that like my Tomb Lord's not good enough, so it's like, okay, here's a good regen set, just put it on and see what happens. But I don't have the silver to level it up. No, that's another problem.
That's crazy though, because you got the crit rate, you got the speed, you got the set.
Exactly. So... That's why I actually thought that's, you know, something that you get as a standard. Everybody gets the same. When I saw that it was exactly the perfect things that I need.
Yeah.
It was just all the best luck in the world, I suppose.
So
like,
I guess
what are the odds to getting all the 3 bottom parts, you know, to have the right stuff?
It's true, 100%.
Insane.
So in terms of you're free to play at the moment, what's your plans? So what have you got in the works? What are you planning on doing now? What's your focus?
Honestly, I'm taking it a little bit slower than I used to go crazy, like farm like a maniac. Because as soon as you finish your energy refills, that's it. You know, I'm just waiting for the arena. But my plan is to keep pushing with the progress missions as far as I can, because so far it's just a question of time. So it's just a question of time, waiting for the right keeps, waiting for the right stuff to open. The one that I might get stuck on is when I get to clear. It's stage 7. Never mind. I thought that I had to clear stage 10 of Spider. I cannot do that. But it seems like for me still, the progress missions are the things that guide me. While I'm doing that, I'm farming myself food, preparing for somebody else, because I'm not sure I'm gonna get my next 6-star. Like the first 2 were easy choices, like, you know, the campaign farmer and then Tomb Lord. But now I'm not sure who's gonna be in my next one. I'm debating Ronda to have a second nuclear for different affinity. I'm debating maybe Anax, but he's just gonna be maybe for clan boss only. So I guess maybe everything's gonna change this Friday when I pull my sacred.
Do you really need an Anax if you got a Tomb Lord? Because you got like drop defense, you got drop attack, you got poisons. It's kind of the same kit apart from the weaken. So maybe you could just bring in a separate weaken champion and not invest in another. Because they're very similar, right? In what they bring.
They're very similar, that's true. Like Tomb Lord does 4 poisons, decrease attack, decrease defense. Anax could also like keep up the decrease defense, because the problem, at least for the sake of like a clan boss, Tomb Lord's decreased defense, decreased attack is on a 4-turn cooldown.
Yeah.
That's a big turn cooldown. So having Anax having the decreased defense on the A1 has a chance to stack it back up, because most of the damage early on it comes from what? Our Giant Slayers, our War Master procs. So
yeah,
having that decreased defense in there makes the damage be so much higher. So, you know, I might not make him 6-star, but he's definitely a candidate in there.
Yeah, no, he's a great champion. I'm so pumped to have him as well. So, right.
He's amazing.
So before we wrap up this video, I felt like we've discussed all of our things. And guys, if you are a part of the free-to-play journey as well, let us know in the comment section, what was your biggest mistake so far? We're kind of interested to know. But you are on the guest on the channel. Would you like to choose my Lunar Deck of Fate, even though this is some trash event in terms of... what do you think about this? Like, do you think this is like... It's very intensive, because I've been farming a lot and I can only buy one card right now.
I feel like this is arguably one of the worst, if not the worst, events or things they do. Like, this is kind of the same thing as the, what's it called, the Titan event anniversary when it comes to the chest.
Yeah.
It's on top of RNG on top of RNG. It's like, okay, if you get some free stuff for somebody that doesn't really care about it, it's fine. You might get some good stuff that can help, you know, because you can get gems.
Yeah,
you can get
I'd say, guys, I would say don't go all in on this. Like, don't
Never
break the bank for it. I'd say if you get some
Even
stuff
if
along
you're
the
a
way,
spender.
it's just a bit of fun. Just click what you get, like we're about to do. I've got one.
Yeah, even as a spender, it's not worth it, honestly.
Yeah. So where would you go on this? You get to choose.
Let's. My favorite number is 6. So look from the top, the sixth one.
2, 3, 4, 5. So right here, yeah.
Come on, let's get you some gems.
I need some gems, all right.
Come on, gems. 300 gems.
Oh, soul coins.
Who needs that?
Oh, what am I gonna do with that, man?
I don't know. I'm sorry.
I haven't even got it unlocked yet, and they're giving it to me.
Oh, I have it. Trust me, you're gonna love it.
Wait, do you get a pack from it? You get a pack shop thing, right?
You get 6 Mortal Soul Stones or 5, and the diamonds. You get 1 Immortal Soul Stone, and you get 20 of the Split Souls, which is insane. Because if you have a legendary, for example, I have Tomb Lord, that's exactly what you need to buy for one of the, you know, perfect souls. So I'm praying every day when the says, "Give me Tomb Lord, give me Tomb Lord, so I can get that Brimstone."
That's huge. Oh, Brimstone will be huge, man. Damn.
Yes, exactly.
You gotta keep it on your wish list and just leave that only as your wish list and try finesse the system.
Yeah, I might pull one of these days to just see if it happens. But for like at least for the shop, you know, if I get one in the shop, I just need that 1-star for now, just to a little bit of Brimstone. That 250k will be huge for clan boss and for dungeons.
Yeah, 100%. Yo, guys, I think that's all going to be for today's episode. OddOne, do you want to let us know what we're going to be doing on your channel, as we are going to be heading there straight after this for our part 2 collaboration?
Yeah, so on my channel, we're going to touch a little bit of something different. I was just going to be one subject, but I feel like that's a little bit too short. So we're going to talk about when is the right time to pull shards early on. Like, you know, do you doing during 2 times, do you doing during other periods? And we're going to debate about the fact of what do you do with the gem mine? Do you open it as soon as you can? Do you not? You know, we're going to touch up on that because there's different opinions. There's like, see, you have it open. Maybe other people don't.
Oh,
Maybe
no, I don't.
People
I haven't done it yet. No.
Oh, sorry. I thought it was like, yeah.
No.
Okay, so that's, that's what we're going to talk about because there's lots of different opinions on it. And I want to see your opinion on it as well, obviously.
100%. I don't think I've ever spoken about my opinion on it, so it'll be pretty fun. Guys, that will be linked in the description below. Make sure you guys go drop on a subscription as well, because of course he is a part of the free-to-play challenger series. So if you want to get some more extra fun with the free-to-play, definitely a great place to go. And guys, if you did enjoy the video, be sure to hit that like and subscribe button, and we'll catch you guys on the video soon. Peace.